Hi guys, Stop 'em Cold here to bring you a match featuring the Barian Sharks. So this is my Barian Sharks, and I'm trying Supply Unit this deck. This was one featuring Supply Unit. I'm just testing it right now to see how it'll either work or if it won't work with the deck. But I'm going to be playing against Mermails, and he is playing the Fire and Ice hand. So I get the nice play of Bahamut and Full Armored and pass my turn. His turn, he just sets 2 and passes and sets a monster. My turn, I draw a rank up. So I go for another Full Armored attack. It's Lindy. He summons an Abysslade. I destroy the Torrential. So I go Double Fin into a 101 in defense mode to take the lead, just so it's out of the way. His turn, he goes Tias, ditching Hildy. Both effects will activate. He'll get a special Megalo. Tias will search a Pike. He's going into Abyssgauss, negates everybody's effect. Why he went after the Full Armored instead of like 101, I'm not real sure, but maybe he thought the Full Armored was more of a problem card. But I play Salvage, grab Double Fin, go for another 101, detach. Of course he's going to negate, which is what I wanted, because now I can just rank up and use C101 to take and swing. Unfortunately, Abyss Sphere is here, so I have to attack it. He gets a Pike, ditches Oshia for Gundy. Full Armor tried to activate, but he can't, so it didn't matter. End phase, Sphere dies. His turn, he draws a Fire Hand and sets it. My turn, I have an MST with triple Goldfish and Silent Angler, so he goes Fire Hand. He should have probably gone after C101 just because then, even if he came back and gave me 28, he would have probably taken less damage, but I don't think it really mattered. So I go into Abyss Dweller in main phase 2, and he just scoops right there because I know he has that Gundy, so I'm like, I'm stopping that play now before it becomes a problem. Alright, game 2, I sided in Creature Swaps and Acid Golem, of course, because it is Mermails, and Mermails special summon a whole lot. I sided out like Remora, 1 Fish Step Charge, and I think like Torrential or something. I'm not real sure anymore. So he gets to go first, so he sets 2 and passes. My turn is like, okay, I'll just set Remora in the Fish Step Charge, and that'll give me a play. So he flips Ice Hand, goes for the attack. I'm going to Fish Step Charge just because then I can stop his Ice Hand combo right there. I go Double Fin. He tries to break through skill. I decide to Lance because I wanted my Bahamut out of my extra deck. Unfortunately, when I do Bahamut, he Torrentials, and I was like, okay, well that sucked, but hopefully I can come out of this. He draws a Fire Hand. I'm like, oh, now I have to deal with Fire Hand. So my turn, I draw Supply Units. I'm like, okay, Supply Unit, summon Metabo. I put both Double Fin and Remora back and just end my turn. His turn, he goes Tias. Gets Pike, drops the gun. Gun is going to revive lead, and he's going into Dragossack. Dragossack for tokens. Dragossack, pop my Supply Unit so I get nothing. He rams the Fire Hand just so he can destroy Metabo and hit me for all this damage. Come my turn, I draw into a Silent Angler, and I decide, okay, let's just go game 3, because 1 Angler is not enough to get me out of this, especially if maybe like he just had the Dragossack, I could just Creature Swap him, it wouldn't be a big deal. But with just Angler and him having 4 monsters, I was in trouble. Alright, game 3, I go first. Once again, I don't have any plays, so I set the 2 Misties, the Torrent Reborn, and the Remora. He summons a Fire Hand, attacks Remora. I just let him die because Double Fin's in my hand. I draw Angler, so I go Double Fin. Get Bahamut, Bahamut Shark. Make Full Armor, and I just end there because I don't really want him destroying Bahamut yet without possibly being able to get it. So he goes Ice Hand, he hits MST, specials a Fire Hand, attacks into Bahamut, destroy Bahamut, special an Ice Hand, attack into Full Armored, pop, Torrential Reborn, which it's like, okay. Attack with 1 Fire Hand, force me to detach, attack with the other, kill him, special his last Ice Hand, go for the attack. Luckily, he missed the XZ Reborn out of all the cards because that just saved me. So it's like my turn, I just run over the Ice Hand. I don't care about losing Misty at this point in time because I'm just going to get another Full Armored, and all his hands are out of the way. His turn, he draws the warning. He goes for Soul Charge. He did misclick here, and he grabbed an Ice Hand and a Fire Hand. He meant to grab 2 Fire Hands. I know why he meant to grab 2 Fire Hands, but I was like, it was his misplay, and it's going to actually help me secure this win, just because then Metabo's going to put cards back. and his turn he draws a sphere. But when I drew Double Shark, I was like, okay, this makes it all the better because now it's a Bahamut, an Abyss Dweller, and even it didn't matter because I had Abyss Dweller. I was going to Chain Dweller on attack and just make sure, even if that was a sphere, it wasn't going to work. So that was this match. I really enjoyed it. I wish I had Acid Trolled him just because Mermails don't have an easy out to an Acid Golem being given to them. I'll be right back with one bonus duel. Alright, and the bonus duel is also against a Mermail, but this is the Dragon Ice version. I'm not sure why he's playing in the OCG, TCG. Maybe he just likes fighting maybe decks that he thinks are coming out. Maybe he's trying to test against them. So my hand was pretty crappy having just Supply Unit, Mirror Force. The two Fiendish Chains were nice, but I did draw an Angler. I was like, okay, set, play Supply Unit, and set all 5 and pass my turn. Yeah, triple TS. I was like, oh my god. I Fiendish Chained it just because I didn't want him to gain pluses, and I guess he decided to end there just with the sphere. I draw a Metabo, so I'm going to summon Bahamut Shark. He's going to, of course, Compulse. I'm like, crap. That sucks, because now I don't have a whole lot. He draws one, sets, and passes. End phase, it's sphere. Of course, I draw the Misty, but I shouldn't have set that rank up. I don't know why I did. His turn, he goes for Dragossack. Makes the tokens. He goes to attack. I'm going to Fiendish Chain it, so at least I bought myself a turn, if nothing else. I draw another Supply Unit. I was like, okay, this is not boding well at this point in time. So he goes Dragossack. He pops Supply Unit, Special TS with Gundy, which is going to let him get another Megalo. He's going to attack. Luckily, he didn't exi yet, so I got to just Mirror Force 2 cards out of the way. He salvages back Gundy and Lindy. My turn, I draw Remora, so I play Supply Unit with the Misty face down. He draws a Dragon Ice, Tias, drop Gundy, revive Megalo. This play was getting really old at this point. He attacks. I'm going to draw one from Supply Unit. Main phase 2, he's going into an Abyssgaios. I draw Metabo, so I'm like, Goldfish? Yeah, I didn't figure you'd let me get that off. Couldn't blame a guy for trying, though. So I attack a token and just pass. Figuring if nothing else, I'll hopefully get a draw off the Supply Unit. So he goes Pike, drop Turge, adds a gun, swings at me. I draw Double Fin, which was extremely nice, but I still have this Abyssgaios to deal with. Luckily, I draw Salvage, so I MST the Fiendish Chain just so I can salvage back, because they were just sitting there. Double Fin, he actually let me get the play off. Here he drops a Dragon Ice. I was like, okay, I don't care. I'm going to try and attempt to steal Abyssgaios. He's going to negate. Now can rank up. I steal the Dragon Ice, and I decide to comma just because I can Supply Unit back, and I'll gain 28. I special the Angler just because I drew that Fish Step charge. So I was like, if anything, this will at least help me stall. He goes for a Pike. When I saw the Marksman, I was like, nope, we're doing the Fish Step charge now, and this prevented any rank 4 play to steal my C101, probably with 101. So I go into Bahamut Shark, Lind. I figured it was probably Lind. That's the only reason I attacked it, because now I'm just going to take the Megalo. I forgot to detach. What the hell was wrong with me? I must have been dueling way too early in the morning for this. So he Dark Holes. I Lance Bahamut. Full Armor's going to come back and give me 28, and Supply Unit. It's going to send an Undying and a Heavy off the Undying, pop my C101 so it's out of the picture. My turn, I salvage back Double Fin and Angler. I attack the Undying. Main phase 2, I go for his effect. Make a Bahamut. He's going to chain Sphere to get Lind. He got a Turge. I'm not sure what he wanted. Thank goodness he didn't have that heavy infantry at the time. He sends Dragoons. Dragoons add another heavy infantry. Tidal specials out. He commas into Bahamut Shark, so I get a draw one for no reason. I draw Reborn and Fiendish, so I was like, Metabo, put 2 of my guys back. Attack and attack. And I just leave it there, because I think I'm pretty safe with Exi Reborn and Fiendish Chain until I forgot that if you're playing the Dragon Ice, you're more than likely also playing Leo. And Leo is now going to be the most pain in the ass card I have, because it did not want to let me. If he didn't do this Dragon Ice, I had to play out, but I should have stopped here. But I didn't. I continued with my play, making an Abyss Dweller to make him tougher. But since he destroyed C101, I couldn't attack, and this is where it's going to hurt. Because he's going to salvage back a Gund and a Lind. And he's going to run over my Abyss Dweller, so My C101's no longer tough enough to destroy his Leo. And all I'm doing right now is drawing monsters, so I switch everything to defense mode, hoping maybe I can just stall. He destroys supply units. Like, okay, well, that sucks. C101 come back, give me 28 again. I finally got it. Main phase 2, he decides to special the title. Why he did that, especially with C101 on the field. So I just took Double Fin, Angler, and then the heavy infantry to pop the Phoenix Chain I had on the Leo. I was like, crap, I'm back where I was. So he attacks a full armor. I was like, okay, Pike, drop gun, get Turge, drop marks, grab gun, pop my monster, make 101. Now I lose my C101. I was like, crap. I am in trouble because I have to do stuff badly. So Metabo is going to put 2 people back. Angler's going special for a Bahamut. I'm just trying to stall as hard as I can, hoping I'll draw something that is an answer to this. So he goes into another Leo, and I'm like, great, now I have twice as many problems to deal with. Sets one in the main phase 2. I only have a few monsters. He goes for Sphere. Because he did the Sphere, I was like, Lin. I was like, okay, I figured it was a Lin, so I attacked the other one, popping the Sphere. So they both then... Why they didn't chain? He must have not wanted them with how much was either in his deck, or maybe he didn't have a target. I'm betting he probably... Yeah, he had no target for Lin, so the Sphere play was actually worthless in the first place, but I guess he got me to switch my full armor to attack mode, where he gets to run over it with both Leos and then attack 101. My turn, I draw Double Fin. I was like, okay, Double Fin, grab Double Fin, make Bahamut, go for full armored in defense mode again. I'm just trying to stall with 7 cards left in his deck. I'm hoping maybe I can get out of this. It's like I'm trying to stall as hard as I can. I draw Exeter Born. It's like, okay, now it's time to make you detach my C101 if nothing else, so I can stall again. So his turn, he's going to attack. I misplayed. I, for some reason, thought 101 was attacking. I don't know why, but I guess it saved my double shark. In the end phase, I'm going to Exeter Born. Here he max sees me with only 6 cards left in deck. That seemed like a really dumb move, and I'm like, okay, take the 101 because it's at least one less monster attacking me over and over. C1 come back, gain 28. He attacks again. And this whole time he hasn't gone for his title again, and I was really shocked. It's like I'm down to 1 card left in my extra deck at this point, and I'm sure it's a full armor. Oh no, it's a Shark Caesar because I put 1 back. So I'm just stalling again on another C101. He MSCs the compulsion. It's like, figures. I finally draw an answer to one of these Leos, and you do that. So he attacks over. I'm just hoping I can maybe stall. I draw a fish up turn. I'm like, well, I ain't stalling on that. His turn, he draws a Bombless. He sets that. Specials title. Summons Marksman. I'm like, oh, I'm taking some damage this turn. Thank goodness for C101 giving me 28 multiple times. Otherwise, he would have killed me by now. I draw Torrential. I was like, okay, if he summons, I'm safe. If not, I'm screwed. Luckily, he goes for the title summon, which lets me... Torrential, why he did that when he had me beat, I don't know. But whatever, he had 1 card left in deck, and he goes for title. I'm like, okay, you can hit me for 26. I don't care at this point, because all I have to do is survive a turn. I draw a Mirror Force. He max sees me just because, and that is what won me the game. So tell me what you guys think. Do you think I should continue with the supply unit? Should I take the supply unit out and go back to the last version? I'm not overly sure how I feel about supply unit. When I see it, it's okay. It's either amazing or it's just okay. If I don't see it, the deck still does what it does, so it might stay in. I haven't really decided. So this is Stop 'em Cold signing out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.